you learn in grade school? Give it to me like you want it. Did you forget that golden rule? Why is our love it one-sided? It should really be give and take. Fill you up and leave me empty. Baby, was that my mistake? Covering these feelings, going through changes. I'm just so mad right now, I can't even think straight. So I'ma just tweet it and delete it, knowing you won't read it. Before we get too far away, I need to clear my mind.
What's up, everybody? What is up? How's everybody doing? It is your girl EJ, the TV junkie, y'all. We are in the building. Now, everybody knows that Tia Mowry has been trending, and usually not for like the best of things lately. And we're not really used to that. So I was like, we got to talk about Tia Mowry's next act because I need to know what's going on with her. So I got my girls with me. We're about to get into it. First up is going to be Miss Tyra from Struggle Reviewz. How you doing, boo? Let me get you on the screen here.
Yeah, hey.
How's it going?
It's good. I'm ready to get into these tears because, baby, if Tia don't do nothing, she gonna cry every episode. Girl.
Every single time. And of course, we got Miss Ashley from My Sweet Perspective. Hey, with the hair.
You know, news anchor realness, okay? Hey guys, I'm doing great. Happy what is today? Wednesday. Lord.
Yes. What's up to everybody in the chat? How y'all doing? Glad you came through. Let's see. We got Yolanda in the building. Latoya always coming through. Thank you for all that you do, Latoya. We appreciate you. And everybody else that's out there that hasn't said anything yet, welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's get into this, y'all, because first and foremost, I need a vibe check because Tia really has been trending, and we're not used to Tia like actually trending for negative things. Like Tia is happy. Like, why is all the negativity? But it's a lot of it. So I'm gonna start with you, Tyra. What are your thoughts on the show, and what are your thoughts about just the way that she's been trending, all the things?
I mean, I kind of feel the same way I felt about the Braxton situation. Like, why are we here, Tia? Why are we here? I don't feel like this is something that should have been documented. A lot of this feels very scripted, very not to say that she's faking her feelings or anything, but it just feels very, I'm doing this for a check. And I'm not saying she needs a check, but something about this is very transparent because, baby, we're going to cry, but we're doing a lot of crying and we're not saying what the it is, like what happened. And I'm not saying she has to expose all her business or talk down on Corey, but I was watching hoping to get a gist of what's going on, and not even just with Corey. I'm trying to see what's popping with Tamara as well, because, you know, there's always been a sense of contingency between the two, and we're not really just getting to the root. And then we meet this little ragtag team of friends that I'm not just sure if I'm liking as well. But I'm here. I'm trying to grow with the series. But yeah, if we're going to be doing all that crying and going around the mulberry bush, baby, tell us what happened. Tell us what's wrong. Tell us something. She's not saying anything.
That part. That's how I was feeling too. I completely agree with you. I was like, are we going to cry again? And I know that Tia is a crier, and I don't have a problem with a crier because I cry too, but Tia was crying like every time we looked up, and we'll get into it, but there's a time frame of this. And I know everybody has their own time frame of how to deal with stuff, but I really feel like kind of where you were coming from with the fact that it feels like we're doing this for something very specific. If we've almost been gone for maybe 2 years ish is I think the time frame of how long they've been actually divorced. It felt like we were really leaning into this divorce a lot and not necessarily where we go from this, in my opinion. Ashley, what are your thoughts?
Insincere is how it felt to me. It didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel raw to me. And I don't know if this is the light that she wanted to be painted in. You know what I'm saying? That was my concern. Like, was this smart? All money ain't good money. Like Tyra was basically saying, if this is for a check, you might have. I don't necessarily think she's going to translate to the public the way she thinks she is, because watching, I didn't so much see compassion or feel compassion for her or really even empathy. I I felt like she might be teetering on the edge of like some narcissism and really being self-centered is what I felt like in all of the relationships that we see her in. It was Tia centered, baby. It's around her. Everything's centered around her. And yeah, and she was crying all the time, y'all. In these first 3 episodes, she must have cried 10, 15 times. I don't know. It was a lot. It was extreme. And it felt a bit like histrionics. And I don't know. And maybe that's just the life of a child star. They're used to a certain, treatment. They're used to being received a certain way. And so when things don't go their way or things bad happen in life, maybe they tend to harp on it. But I really wanted to be like, girl, stand up and find something else to do. Like,
that part.
we can't live in 20 years ago. It's over, baby. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I'm glad I wasn't the only one kind of feeling like a little apprehensive about like what the real motive was, because I felt like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just not translating just yet, but we still have more episodes to go. But I want to do a little icebreaker, ladies, real quick. So I'm good for a good old TV junkie trivia situation, right? And y'all, I didn't get the pretty slides to go with this because we had 3 episodes to cover and I wasn't trying to stay up all night. But what age did Corey and Tia actually, what age did Tia meet Corey? She says it.
20? He was 17, right?
Yeah. She was 20.
And he
I don't
was
know how old.
He was 17, right?
He was like 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was younger, but I didn't remember. I didn't catch his age, but he was younger.
Oh, okay.
You said like that. He was younger than her. And then what age did Tia lose her virginity?
25.
Because I was like, what? 25. All right.
And then last but not least, what are the kiddos' name?
Cairo and Cree?
Yep.
Oh, girl.
You better than me.
Hey,
I don't remember Cairo's name because I was multiple times going to tell Cairo to go sit down.
Okay, Cairo. She said she was a little bit much. Hold on, yeah, let me.
And Cree said he wasn't gonna be on the show.
Yeah,
Don't bring me into this.
Maybe I'm of age. I know what this is. I don't want no parts. I'll be at my dad's house.
Okay, so I want to know what y'all thought about this tribe. So this whole thing, I read an interview actually where her whole perception of this whole show was supposed to be about showing that family isn't always necessarily the people that you can like brother, sister, kind of leaning into that. And she was trying to show like when you go through something, having a tribe around you is, this incredibly beautiful thing where, it can help lift you up during some hard times, right? So let's talk about her tribe for a second. There's Sierra. For me, y'all, Sierra just do too doggone much. I feel like Sierra, I don't know. I feel like there's this teeter because we're not only friend, but we're also her assistant, right? And I feel like there's this big line that's right here, and just Sierra just be teetering on it to me. And I don't know if I necessarily like that too much. And I feel like she's young, and it feels like she has Tia doing all of these things that's just, I don't know if I'm just not used to seeing Tia do them, and maybe I'm just not ready for it. I don't know what it is, but it's just awkward to me. Ashley, what are your thoughts about Sierra?
I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't know. Listen, I don't know why I don't, but something is uneasy in my spirit about this one. I feel like she is, I don't know. Oh, how do I say this without saying this like I want to say it, Lord? I'm trying to be on my best behavior after last night. I cut up a little bit last night, but I don't necessarily think or know that she has Tia's best interest at heart. I feel like everything that she's doing, that she's putting on, at the end of the day, is for her own purposes. I haven't put my finger on it yet, but I don't know necessarily if she is really for the good of Tia. and wants the best for Tia. I think she's probably one of the ones that talked her into doing this reality show. I definitely know she's the one behind these weird dating situations, this divorce party, the random psychic coming. Something about her just does not sit well in my spirit. I think she's a boundary stepper. What my real question is though how Tia has let this woman kind of creep in. Because girl, what is it that you're up to? I just want to know her true motivations. I don't think it's good.
Okay. Okay. Tyra.
I concur. I mean, when we met her, and it's like, I'm spiritual, and I'm like, it's not giving that. With her working for Tia, I just feel like there should be some type of boundary, even if it's just like she's my assistant, but I do consider her a friend. There still isn't enough boundary there. But when she brought out that wedding dress, I was over it.
Girl.
I hadn't even thought about her getting talked into this reality situation, but I wouldn't be surprised. Clearly, Tia is not ready for anything that the show has to offer her right now. When we see my next act, I thought we were going to be getting into her really like, okay, these are the movies I'm doing, the shows, my kids. This is who I'm currently dating. Like, this is what it looks like for a new divorcee. She isn't ready for this. She is crying like to strangers. Tia went in there with that ring and she just crying like, that man ain't, girl, he at work, baby. But she's crying. But just the energy that she gives off, and I'm about vibes. I didn't like how when we met her, it was like, I keep Tia aware. I bring her back to reality. I keep her in the present and, bring her back to herself and keep her sane. I was like, it's just, I was like, are you her handler? Like, what are you talking about? It's something about it that's just not vibing with me. And maybe we just need to get to know her more because she is, she's the young one. She's here and but I was just like, Tia Mowry industry, however long, this is your assistant. I would think that it would be someone else because a habitual line stepper. And I don't like that for Tia.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. Shout out to Dane with the super chat. Y'all be watching some random ish. Salute, ladies.
Thank you, Dane.
Okay. Thank you. And then another super chat. We got A Night of Horror with the $2. No Tia slander shall prosper. Listen, Tia put herself out there this time. Listen, it just is what it is. We got to talk about it. Somebody got to talk about it. So, hold on. We got another one. Let me get this one real quick.
It is ginger beer. It is ginger beer. It is not an alcoholic beverage. Okay.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Oh, man. But yeah, so the next friend though we got is Natasha Mark. She's an actress. I think she played latest in RSVP. She plays in Mayor Kingstown, stuff like that. But she's an actress, and to me, I feel like she's more of a true, genuine friend. I feel like she does have Tia's best interest at heart. She even when they pan the camera to her in the whatever they call them, the little private rooms when they're doing their solo interviews after that whole debacle with the dress, she even says it. She's like, she's not ready for this. And I was like, dang, I'm glad she actually has somebody who really, really sees it. Ashley, what are your thoughts on Natasha?
I like Natasha. I immediately liked her. We found out that they met when they lived in the same neighborhood some years ago, and that she's been like a constant pillar again for Tia because again, everything's about Tia. And we see that she's kind of stepped in, and I get it, it's her show. But again, we kind of see her kind of, I don't want to say mothering her, but really kind of being the one to help her pick up the pieces when she's having this meltdown. It's like, it's okay, Tia. Like, we're going to work through this. You're going to be all right. Girl, you got this. You've been through harder than, it's like she's her cheerleader. And I honestly do think Natasha wants the best for Tia because I feel like she's kind of side-eyeing some of this stuff. Like she's gonna join in and carry on with some of it, I think, in support for her friend. But I do actually think she's a true friend for Tia, and I like her. I hope we get to see more of their dynamic in more of a real way. Because like Tyra said in the beginning, it just feels so, inauthentic in a lot of ways. And this is the one piece that I see some authenticity in. So I hope that they lean into their friendship more. I like her.
Okay, definitely. So we get a little glimpse of this little build a man party. I really tried to figure out how to build this man because we was about to build a man tonight, but I couldn't figure it out. But we was gonna build him. So even though we can't build the man, I want to know what you guys think. What should be like some qualities that Tia needs to have in a man? Just looking at her personality, what do you think would kind of work best for her? Tyra, what kind of man you think Tia really needs to be out here looking for?
Yeah. Well, first, I want to just say Natasha's a real one. I'm here for her. This here, she don't need to be looking for no man. The way that she said I came out the womb with someone, rightfully so, and you couldn't date till you were 18. You met this man at the bus stop at 20, and you immediately got married. Like, she does not need to be dating. Like, get to know yourself. This whole 3 episodes, Tia just can't fathom being alone. That's whether it's Corey, those kids. She needs to be surrounded by community, by people, by someone. Like, get to know yourself and what it's like to be alone. Or I think whatever she falls into, whether he got tattoos, muscles, or long hair or not, it's gonna fail. Like, I would be thinking she would just be enjoying her independence. The fact that we'd even been, divorced a solid, 2 years. And it's just, okay, I need a man. She's not even healed. And we talking about a man and dating. And I thought we were going to be just getting into Tia. Like, if I was locked down, first of all, you better be laying hands on me or cheating or something for me to let go all them decades, boo. Because we ain't divorced and where. But
that part.
we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what happened. But I would definitely be taking this time just to get to know she doesn't know who she is. A lot of Tia here in the way that she expresses herself is like in a teenage, early 20-something way, because I'm sure a lot of her time was dedicated to her craft and acting and My Sister. And all of a sudden, instant marriage, instant mother. She don't know who she is, just single, just Tia. What I like to do, then you have freedom. Like, she don't need to be with anybody, in my opinion.
I agree. I honestly 100% agree. I think Tia really just needs to be with Tia because 22 years is a long time. And then to already be tied to someone who looks exactly like you all the time, most people don't even know the difference between them unless you just was real, unless you was a real one and realized that, one got a mole and the other don't. But that's it, but at the end of the day, you do have to be with you. And if we listen to the many times that she brought up her ex's name, the many times that she cried about it, she's just not ready. She's just not there. But they was building a man, so I was like, shoot, let's just try to build one. Ash, what are your thoughts? And do you think, and answer that too, do you think she even needs to be trying to build a man or be with a man?
It's kind of hard to say what somebody needs. She definitely needs therapy. I can say that. But if we're going to talk about a man, because let's be realistic, she's after one, she going to find one, right? She's not sitting down right now because it seems like she, again, more than Corey, more than that 20 years, more than them kids, more than her sister, she literally hates the idea of being in this world alone. But if we had to pick a man for her, Tia needs a man that's kind. She needs a man that is going to, who's also going to be firm, though. I think she needs a man who's structured, but has a kind heart and is going to be nice to her, but also one who's going to tell her the truth. She definitely needs a truth teller. She needs someone who's not going to give in kind of to her personality. I'll set it right there. I'm not too pressed on the aesthetics. I just think she needs someone who's going to lead her into help. Someone who's going to take her to the therapist, somebody that's going to drive her there, because she's going to get one, whether we want her to or not, whether she's ready or not. She on a mission. And she wants some D. At this point,
I was going to say that.
Let's just say it. Exactly.
Tia wants some D. She wants some new D. She said Corey was her only D. And she got 45, 48. She little, that's what she wants.
No.
So
you remember that episode of Insecure where Issa cried in Nathan's mouth. That's what Tia's given. She wants a new D and she wants to move on, but she's still harboring over, Corey. That divorce is still hard on her. So it's like you want to maybe physically move on, but she's still stuck. So I would prefer that she didn't. But she want to get back into what she feels like she missed out on in her 20s and really dating and getting random D. But girl, you got to get over the hump first and heal before you can get there, before you be crying in somebody's mouth.
Exactly. I mean, you're right though. I mean, it is what it is. It's exactly right. So, they had what was called at some point after the whole Build a Man, Sierra, and they don't really touch on. I think her name was Alana, something like this. Start with an A. They don't really touch on her a whole lot. I know she was her childhood friend, but we don't see her just a ton in the sense of just talking all the time. But they come up with the idea that Sierra comes up with the idea that they're gonna have this healing party, this release party, right? So we get Terrell at the party, and we just get all the folks at the party or whatnot. So in the spirit of parties, there was a few things that happened. So first I want to do this. There was a few things that happened. Her friend brought her a gift, right? So I have this little thing. We're gonna call it Spill It Without a Filter. I'm gonna think of a better name at some point, but that's what we're gonna go with right now. When you saw this pickle, what was your first thought? Like, just the first thing that came to your mind when you saw that her friend gave her this? I'm gonna start. The first thing I thought when I saw this, I said, "Oh, she gonna use this later on tonight." That's exactly what I said, and then I went on. What was your thought, Ash?
Does she even know how to use it? Tia gives very much. She didn't go to the jungle like that. I'm over it. Like, do we need this? Do we need that? This is not the answer to her problems. I get it. They're like, oh, it's a divorce party, but do you really care about your friend?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you can still hear me because I feel like I just lost connection.
No,
but do you care about your friend?
Yeah, we can hear you. I got it on this non-whatchamadoodie, so whenever you're not in the camera, we can still hear you.
Yes.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay, but yeah. So, Tyra,
I was like, girl, don't act like you don't know what that is. I don't have time for these childish antics. Oh my God! I was like, if Tia is having heart palpitations over the aspect of a pickle being at this party, it's like, oh, but we got a long way to go. We are a long ways from sexual liberation and her really getting her freak on and getting out there with some men and exploring whatever possibilities she could have beyond Corey in a sexual nature. Because baby, she acted like she was embarrassed that the thing was even there. She gonna use it, but she ain't gonna tell nobody.
Okay. Like, oh, girl said you're gonna have it. She's gonna be having it on the shower, just sitting up there. I'm like, okay. Now, as we get on into the healing party, we get the ghost whisperer, is what I'm gonna call her. The ghost whisperer. She comes in there and she says something about the uncle and the grandfather. And the first thing I thought was like, oh, hell no. What is all these people doing here? And you don't even know this uncle. What are we doing? No. No, ma'am. What were your thoughts?
I didn't like this. I like the idea. This is us leaving. First of all, Tia looks awesome. Let me say that. Tia looks beautiful, even in those little confessionals. And she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry again. She looks so good. Yeah, but previous to this, she says, I'm just not ready to be around people at this moment. And I was like, ooh, finally, because it just let me know that maybe she's not always constantly relying on somebody to be surrounding her and doting on her and being invested in her every time, because that gives her some time to sit with herself. She couldn't even be with herself for too long before the assistants was like, oh, well, we got to get her out of this funk. We have to, she's going to work through everything in her own time. And this healing party was kind of bestowed up on her. But this with the psychic medium situation, and I just feel like the assistant was overstepping. Because if this is not a part of Tia's ministry or something that she wants to tap into, then, if that's what I wanted, I would have, invited this lady there or asked you for that or asked you to bring my dress out. I just thought it was maybe, a bit too much. But she did say that, like, oh, girl, you're not new to this. You knew 3 years into marrying Corey that you had made a mistake. And she didn't correct her.
She didn't. That's what I noticed. She didn't.
Well, girl, if you knew 3 years, girl, what? But it's Tia just gives. I was telling Ashley, she reminded me of OG Brandy. Remember when Brandy lied and she was pregnant and, and she got married to that I don't know if he was a producer or whatever, and he was just like, girl, this one never what it was. We were trying to save your image, and she has been very good girl next door, even getting into her family morals. I think that is standing as to why, if she was unhappy and she thought this was a mistake, that she would stick with this even after the 3-year mark of her realizing that maybe she made a mistake.
Yeah, and I thought that was, I was like, first of all, because when she said that and she just kind of looks, she doesn't acknowledge it per se, but she doesn't also say no. She just doesn't say anything, because everybody was going to be looking for that, because that was definitely going to be the next thing, the next trending topic for our good friend Tia. I'm gonna call her my good friend, because Tia just makes you want to, I don't know, Tia gives like sister vibes, like you just want to love her and you want to see her win.
This is our sister. We grew up with them, like, so you acknowledge them in that light. But what I was more so paying attention to was all of this, surrounding and family. And because I wanted to even just watch this because of that viral moment of her stating, I just wish me and my sister was still closer and I could call her. And I was like, yeah, Tia, it's giving what you stated, that you guys are distant right now and you're not speaking. So the fact that we are, surrounding, because if this was me and you're my sister and we're in a good space and I'm freshly divorced and I need, that love around me, I would think the ideal person would be Tamara. So it says a lot that Tamara was like, I didn't even know she had a reality show.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was very, very weird. So are you calling truth or cap on that whole thing where she tries to go back and like fix it?
Lies. She's a publicity, Tia old school. We were gonna make things look a certain way in the light, even though I wanted her to be transparent. If that's where you guys are, you know what, hey, we're going through stuff, that's still my sister, I love her, but we're not speaking right now. That's it. We don't have to go and try to clean it up and make it look like, well, what I actually meant was she's in another state, so I can't roll. No, that's not what that was. And we all knew that. That's why people called her out on the lie.
Yeah, because that's not what she said at all. I was like, and I wondered, would they try to go back and like take that out, or especially after her little thing where she tries to fix it? Because I was like, that's not what you said at all. You said, I wish there were times like this. I wish I could pick up the phone and I'm like, girl, you can pick up the phone and call your sister. What are you talking about? What are we doing here? Ashley, Ghost Whisperer, was you feeling it or not?
No, keep your witchcraft and wizardry. Like, I don't know why people go to people to tell them about what happened in the past. Girl, okay, so she told you knew it was a mistake 2 years in. All right. And now you're going to sit up and cry again. That's so true. It was. I knew it. Girl, and then you stayed 20 more years and had 2 babies by him. Like, I don't get what the benefit of this was. Again, this is Sierra's input and influence. That's how I feel about it. I don't think she served any purpose. I don't think she gave her anything anybody off the street couldn't have told Tia. Like, girl, it is what it is. You made that mistake. You regretted it as soon as you did it. Now you're going to move on. Okay. Wow. Like,
Tia said more babies. Yeah, I didn't tell anybody about that. Like, Tia's mind is just, I need Tia's mind to be on her journey and just her healing. We talk about babies and future and all, like, it don't happen overnight. Girl, you still crying every day.
Every day.
Time.
Girl, that part. So there was this one moment though, y'all, this one moment, and my feelings for it was that I thought that it was absolutely out of line for the assistant to go and get her wedding dress. Like, first of all, you put her on the spot. We already know how Tia is. She's very emotional. You put her on the spot about this wedding dress and you want to burn her wedding dress. Listen, first of all, I'm not burning my doggone wedding dress. I'm not finna do that. I don't care if we divorced, whatever the case is. I'm not burning my wedding dress. And the audacity of you to ask me to do this in this moment in front of all these people. And now I gotta, Tia's good about, getting on the spot and making things look good. She's been doing this for a long time, but I didn't like it. I really didn't. Tyra, what were your thoughts?
Girl, sit down. Sit down. Let's the habitual line stepper. That's what I'm talking about right there. It makes me fear for what I'm gonna think about her moving forward in the series. That was just that the fact that in a public setting she would think it was okay, it makes me worried for what she'll do in the future and what she's done in the past, and why somebody of Tia's caliber picked her specifically for her assistant. Because that's just a character choice. Anybody with a little common sense, I don't care how old she is, because she's young and she's about vibes, that's overstepping. You could have asked previously, hey, we're gonna da 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 da. Tia, would you mind? Are you ready to do something as bold as, burn your wedding dress? You don't take it up on yourself just to bring it outside and act like we could just throw it in the fire. No, how about I throw you and your braids in the fire?
That part. That part. Shout out to Slice of Her. Hey, Kay, how long does it take you to heal from a breakup? Ashley, what do you think about that question?
I think it's relative. I think it depends on the relationship, the length of it. I don't ever want to put a time on somebody's healing and their emotions and what they feel. I think the time it takes you is the time that it takes you. I do think there is a point where it becomes unhealthy. Right. I think there's a point at which, you've been grieving too long about a situation that's over and done with, and it becomes toxic and it can turn into other things. But I can't put a time frame on it at all, because it depends on the depth of the relationship. I've dated some people in my life and it was like, all right, bye, deuces, like going out the same night, next night, like I'm good. And then there's been some relationships where it's really got me and I'm like, I need to sit down for a couple months. Like I'm gonna just chill out. That was traumatic, or maybe it wasn't even traumatic, but I just feel the loss of that. And like, side note, therapists will tell you that, losing a relationship, especially divorce, can feel like a death, but the person's still living. And so I think people take their time to grieve, and I think it comes in waves, and I think it's their experience. You can just see and hear by watching this, though, that Tia is so far from healed. She can't even drop the kids off at that man's house without boohoo crying. Girl, she in the confessional crying. She and her friend talking. Like you said, she at the jewelry store crying. Like, girl, get a grip. I'm not going to say it's been too long. I'm going to say she needs to take steps to heal at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because whatever it is, I don't know exactly what she's doing, but whatever it is, I don't know. We just not there yet. Like we're not there, and not even a little bit. Right. So, there's that. Let me see where we at. Okay. So we'll talk about this in a minute. Let me move. I got to move to my next little set of notes here, because I want to kind of get a little bit deeper into this. As we go into the second episode, we get where we're going speed dating, and we're kind of pushing this concept of let's go speed dating. And it was all these whack people. I was like, what are we, girl? I was so annoyed with Sierra on this. I was like, why are we taking Tia Mowry? Tia speed dating, first of all, right? And then I was also upset with the fact that Tia was on this kind of thing where I'm Tia Mowry, right? Like I was annoyed by both concepts at this point, but she does have a point. She is a celebrity. She is someone that is known. But why are we doing this? Like, I just didn't get it. And when old boy said my her, but my her,
my her,
like my her,
and then wanted her number. So I get your number now, right? Like, so I get your number now, right? Like, I like you.
But this episode was called Love is Healing, y'all. But I just didn't see no healing going on in this situation. Let's talk about the speed dating first. Tyra, speed dating, good idea or not?
First of all, where are the blacks? Okay, let's start there. Tia want her a black man. Tia want her a little thug, a little spice. She's like, I like a little, a little edge. Tia want her, okay? Y'all know what I meant. So I was like, okay, we're wasting time. But baby, you're Tia Mowry. These are the aspects of the show that feel that generic, contrived, like, I'm not liking this. Anything that comes off unnatural, as if, we're trying to give a storyline to hit beats of X, Y, and Z. Oh, hey, what if she went speed dating? Like, especially if it's going to be this speed dating's like, girl, get these non-potentials out of my face. And it's like, if Tia really wanted to throw her hat in the dating ring or even wanted to speed date and have potential, she has resources to get a caliber. Like, these men need to be filtered. These men need to be like, random, dudes should not be rolling up on Tia. And that's just not, like, she's worked too hard. She's getting too much. She has, a celebrity. It just wasn't giving. I mean, I think this was here to add a little comedy, but I'm like, if we have to do contrived situations like this, then it makes me fearful what exactly this show has to offer, because this should be the last thing that we need to see. It was a waste of time. Nobody here was a real aspect to date the Tia Mowry.
Okay, it was, and then the way the one guy says, "Oh, Tia," and then I was like, "Okay, is this even real?" Because at some point I was questioning, was it even real? Like, was it just staged?
I feel like a lot of this has been staged.
I agree with you, Ashley. Any comments on the speed dating situation?
This was just an exercise in futility. I agree that this was a setup for the okie doke. The producers got together and was like, okay, we need to make this interesting. You know what I mean? Sierra, you gonna recommend she go on this speed dating? And then it was a joke, girl, because let's be honest, she could have a matchmaker. She could have a real legit matchmaker and do this in private. There's no need to make this a spectacle in my mind. Maybe it was fun for her. I mean, I don't know. I know that if she gets an 8 or 10 episode season, they got to fill up these episodes, and people just don't want to see her crying for 10 episodes. So they came up with this plot. Producers be producing, but this was very much not entertaining to me. I was a little bit annoyed because even in this, you could have brought some viable candidates to the mixer or to the speed dating thing. She wasn't never going to be with any of these jokers. She didn't take these people seriously.
Okay, the way she fell out laughing in the chair when I said, girl, I would have fell out laughing too. That was funny. They was doing too much.
The fine man. Where was the fine man? That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, nowhere to be found. Not there at all. But you know what? In all seriousness, though, do you think that Tia really is? Because someone made a comment earlier. I lost the comment. I forgot to start. But do you think that Tia is getting unfair judgment because she decided to choose herself and decided to uncouple? That's my new word, y'all. And decided to uncouple from her husband.
That's Jackson Lewis. Uncouple.
Do you think that she's getting unfair judgment, though? Because she is getting a lot thrown at her. And I feel like it's like everybody's journey looks different when it's all said and done. And we don't know what the underlying issues were, but we know that she was there for 22 years. And it sounds like, she felt like an obligation almost, like she wanted to leave, but she felt an obligation and she didn't want to. Some people feel like if they get divorced, like they failed. Like some people really feel like this was a failure. Like I failed at this. And there was a moment I remember where Tia made a statement talking about graduating or something like that. Cause I think that was another viral moment for her because when nobody feeling the graduation situation. But but do you really think that she's getting unfair judgment from this whole situation, Tyra?
Yeah, she is. I mean, TT has always been a little safe, a little corny adjacent. It's on brand for Tia to go through the divorce this way. I wouldn't expect anything. People are reacting this way because they don't know what Corey did. That's the only reason. If she got out there and slandered, oh, he was terrible. He beat me. He cheated on me. He ain't never contributed nothing to the household, and I was paying all the bills for every 22 years of our. Then it would be like, oh, they would root for her every time she breathed and got on live and did like Tia can't do nothing. Because I follow Tia get on there and have her skits and outfits looking gorgeous. Like, oh, here she goes. If she don't sit down, get her out of my face. I'm like, oh my goodness. They just don't want to see her do anything. And they see her, and then it's like, look at that respectable good man. She just left. Ain't nothing out here, Tia. How you gonna leave Corey? We know he a good man because you know what? He quiet. He quiet. He ain't said nothing. He been letting her go and frolic out of here. They act like she has thrown this man in the mud. Mm-hmm. All they see is he's a good man, Savannah. Mm-hmm. You divorced him. And a lot of people just feel like, well, girl, you knew what it was when you picked him up at that bus stop. So why are you want to cry about it now? You want to cry about it now, girl? You knew he had that when you met him or whatever it was. But people just want to put a narrative on her and be mad at her because they don't know what Corey did. And they're not going to know what Corey did because neither one of them are going to say anything about it.
Mm-mm. And I think you're right, though. I think that's what it really is. I think if people knew what it was, that maybe because they just been giving it to her. I mean, do y'all remember when he did the Tyler Perry movie Divorce in Black, right? Mm-hmm. And they heard about, this was the biggest paycheck that he ever received, yada, yada, yada. And then everybody just starts going in on Tia talking about, now I bet she wish she would have kept him now. Look, I'm like, y'all know this Tia Mowry, right? That's been acting since she was like 2. I mean, I know it wasn't 2, but you know what I'm saying? Like stop acting like she don't have like money and stuff. But like they were just going in. It's like people were just finding these different things, just reasons. Ashley, is she getting unfair judgment?
Here's the thing. They've been getting scrutiny since I can remember. I think being a public figure, being a Black public figure, you're going to be subject to scrutiny. I remember back in the day, they was mad because she married this broke man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you can win for losing. And I am not of that opinion. I say you do whatever you need to do for you. That's not my business. As far as I'm concerned, Corey looked like he got some Dallas in him, in my opinion. I don't know what went on behind them closed doors. I don't know what she went through, but I will say I was one of them people on socials. Like, if Tia don't relax for a second, it was immediately after the divorce. She was doing all these weird little I was like,
she's weird.
But it wasn't for the reason that people would think. I wasn't just hating on her like, oh, she shouldn't have left that good man. I'm not of that mindset. I'm not calling a man good unless I know him for myself. Because listen, people can present as anything in public, but I know that the dynamic in that household had to be different because she maintained levels and levels of success above him. And most men, 90% of men, they don't go for that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't see that there never was any resentment in that household. So I can't speak to her making her choices. Again, as far as the public scrutiny, it is what it is. I think that's what you sign up for when you're a public figure. And I think at her big age at this point, she should kind of understand that. Even her friend told her that, like, you know, they did this before, Tia. Like, this is just par for the course. You got to stay in line, figure out what you need to do for you. And that's the best revenge against anybody, living your best life and healing. So that's what I want for her. I would hope that she could put that to the side. Try not to pay.
Tia does not have a thick skin. I was like, oh girl, I thought maybe we had evolved. Because I used to watch when Tia and Tamara, when they had their show way back then. I thought maybe she had a thicker skin by now. No, that skin is very, very thin. And then I know it's hard because there seems to be a need to compare her to Tamara. Like, see, if you would have got you a rich white man who, who came from some means, you wouldn't be in this predicament. I just think it's hard. And, the videos were a lot at that time, Ashley.
They were. It was back to back.
That's still her coming from that image. I need to save. I need to let people know I'm okay. I'm good. Like, you don't have, who are you trying to prove anything to? You don't have to do that. You can be fine. It's okay to sit down, but clearly we don't know it's okay to sit down.
And outside of that, let's be honest, Tia ain't always been the nicest person either.
In the old reality show, the one from back in the day, she was a little rough on Tamara sometimes. Tamara was the more docile one, I guess you would say. So shout out to it was 102 people in the building, but we lost a couple, but that's all right.
That's okay.
But shout out to y'all. Make sure you're doing all the things, hit the like, share, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys. Trivia time. When did Corey propose and what song was playing, or, song? We probably know exactly what song it was. They didn't say the song, but they said who it was, and you
better not be AJ, because when they said it, I was like, if it was Mimi at the altar in your white dress, Corey, please. If that was the
we ain't getting no younger girl. That terrible wedding song.
Might as well do this, girl. Come on, we been together all this time. Okay. When they said Jagged Edge, I assume that's what it was.
That's what I assumed too. it had to be. I said, because I was like, that's the only song it could have been. I was like, what else would he have played in front of her parents? that was jagged edge at this point. But yeah, that was crazy to me. But yeah, so they got married in 2006 on December the 25th, and they were married for 22 years. At the end of the day, I think it all comes down to the fact that Tia is really, really lonely. And it's like you said earlier, one of you guys said that Tia doesn't know how to be alone. And some people are like that. I personally am a person that I could be by myself. I don't want to be by myself, but I could be by myself. You know what I'm saying? But some people really can't. My dad always said, like, he would never get divorced. He's like, I would never get divorced because I don't want to be by myself. Like, and he was honest. He was like, I don't care. I just don't want to be by myself. And that's just how some people are. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. But before we get into the next segment, guys, because we're about to move on into the dates, because I want to talk about these guys because they got some potential dates. And Lord have mercy, some of these people gave me PTSD. I was like, wait a minute, that one guy. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. But before we do that, y'all, I want to make sure that everybody knows that everybody up here has memberships. And this particular Saturday, is it Saturday? Mm-hmm. This particular Saturday, we're going to be doing a watch along. So we're going to take a little break for a few minutes, and y'all go ahead and enjoy this, and make sure that you guys are signed up for the membership if you want to be a part of the watch along.
Do that.
Hey.
Let me guess. You still at home, laying in your bed.
I am pulling up as we speak.
But are you really?
Hell no, F.
A black man walked up to you and hit on you in a bookstore?
Yes.
I'm Justin.
Stacy. I really don't think I can do this. I just don't think I can have sex in front of people. And I don't be sucking dick like that. He just suggested a threesome. Classy?
Boring. You're not flexible at all. And you think balls are gross.
Balls are gross. It is something I've always thought I would do with someone special. What is ugly ass feet? Now we'll see who's boring. Who is she?
High school friend.
What are the odds that we ran into each other?
To a wonderful night. Just go with it.
I'm gonna go with it right out this door if she gets too crazy.
Hey, thanks. I want one.
Hi. Hey, sis. Okay, she is so extra. No one gets that excited over salmon.
I'm nervous as hell.
It's most important is you make sure they're both comfortable. Sex is an afterthought.
Has the magic touch, too.
Does she?
Oh, he knows I do.
Okay, y'all. We got to get into these next slides. Once again, make sure y'all are signed up for the membership so that we can get into this movie, because we want to know what y'all think about this movie. I can't wait to watch it. It looked like it's going to be good. I ain't never seen it.
It is.
Yes, I am, Darfalina.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, y'all. So these fellas, let me put them on the big screen because I need to see them. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. Y'all, okay, first of all, I had to do a little digging because I was like, what the hell is Raya? What is this? So turns out Raya is like this upscale kind of thing. You gotta go through all these different hoops and loops in order to get into it. So whoever said it was right on point, Tia at any time could have done something more upscale than that darn speed dating. So that had to be a joke because she's on this app that can't nobody get on unless I don't know. But anyway, I am wondering how these fellas, never mind. But these fellas got on the app, right? They got on the app. We got, I don't even know his Luke. We're gonna call him Luca.
Gianluca. Luca.
We got Luca in the building. We got Phil. We got Joey with his angry self. And then we have Charles.
Charles, your lunch is ready.
Listen, y'all have at it. Anybody y'all want to talk about, just go for it. Ash, you go ahead and start.
The first two were very non-memorable to me. I was like, no, I don't care. Joey said, what you're not going to do is come waste this black man's time. Like, I don't appreciate it. I was here to see Tia, not you two randoms. And y'all playing on my top. I wasn't mad at him because I feel like you playing games. I feel like you playing games too, but he was a bit aggressive for my taste. Charles might be too good to be true. You got a charity, you work with the kids and the children, everything you do is altruistic. Yeah, you don't mind being a stepdaddy because Charles love the kids. I don't know if I even trust Charles. You know what I mean? And Charles, are you really where you need to be with a Tia? You know what I mean? That was my question. But yeah, Gianluca and Phil, they were both not really memorable to me. Wasn't Gianluca talking about kids or so? I don't know. I really probably blocked them out. But I remember Joy, he made a stamp. He left a mark in my brain. And like I said, Charles seems cool, but is he really? I'm looking at everybody with side eye.
That part, especially Joey, girl. Joey, I was like, you gonna make Natasha come over there and come out of character. I was like, wait a minute, because she was ready to go in on him. Did y'all see how annoyed dude looked? He
Yeah.
was so upset. Tyra, what are your thoughts on these fellas?
Joey said y'all playing on my time coming up in here. I thought I was here to see the Tia Mowry over there. I got on this all black. I'm sweating like a slave under these prison production lights. He was hot. Where do you find these little ragtag bunch of men? The way that celebrities have spoken of the Raya app, you have to be like a distinct quality of men to even enter. And it's like they're matching you with people who are at least on your level caliber financially. No matter what you're doing business-wise, financially, you're going to match up with somebody who has long money. There was no long money here. I was like, what? These are the same individuals you can find on Facebook dating or with Plenty of Fish. I was like, what is this?
Not POF.
Because,
Lord, she scraped the bottom of the barrel.
What is this and why are we here? I just was like, first of all, she isn't ready. And if she was, I didn't hear when we were building a man. She didn't say she wanted a man with, and I'm not saying any of these brothers are broke. I don't know their financial, but she didn't. For Tia, these would be, somewhat under her means yet again. If we picked Corey up from the bus stop, we're not picking somebody else up from the bus stop. I just wanted her to have options that were on her level. And I'm like, if she was to date anybody, why would this be like the selection of like the fact that Charles was the pick of the litter? It's like, non-profit. Y'all know what non-profit means. It was good optic wise, and the wholesomeness, the teacher, and Charles loved the kids. But yeah, what does Charles have in the bank? Has Tia not paid enough bills? I was just concerned about that. That's all.
Miss Kira said that Phil was from Summer House, Martha's Vineyard.
Okay.
So
I never watched
so he making the rounds, huh?
That's what they do. They get desperate, do a reality show, get on, get a little social media clout, get a career. That's what people do.
Girl,
Look, he's a sick.
He said, I'm tired of y'all. Like, what are we doing here? The way he walked up out of there, I was like, first of all, you need to button them little 2 buttons up. You thought you was about to come here. What you think he was finna do? Seduce Tia? Come on now. Got those little 2 buttons out.
Got his titties out. Listen.
Okay. Pop out. I said, dude, no. He was so funny to me, y'all. I was like, if he was not on camera, he would have let loose. This is telltale signs. I'm sorry, but that dude toxic. I don't know who he is. I don't want to judge him like that, but you could tell if he wasn't on camera, they would have got some other words.
I'm just glad Natasha was there because Miss Think, well, how big are your feet? What size? That is, girl, please, ma'am, Sierra.
Okay.
And if you don't want them, I'll take them. Sierra is not it. I promise you. Because I ain't going to say she going to sit on somebody else's something, but she might. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And he did have his little taco meat out. His just titties out. He was ready to see Tia. I'd have been mad too. Listen, I was talking to Tia. I'm trying to see her. Who are y'all? But he was aggressive. Tia don't need a man like him. He's too much.
Once again, this is friends acting on Tia's part. Tia didn't say I wanted. Tia deactivated why are we steady pushing her to do things that she isn't ready for? Like, let's not do this. If she wanted to get on here and be on Raya and see some contenders, she should do it. Like, nobody should have to reactivate your page for you.
That part. Exactly. Yep. I mean, and granted, she does keep saying, "Oh, I want love," but do you like learn to love yourself first, and then love will come unexpectedly. Like if you're just sitting up there, just going out here randomly, just looking and looking, you gonna find something, but it ain't gonna be what necessarily what you want. I feel like the that love. I feel like sometimes it's in the most unexpected places. Sometimes, or when you're not trying so hard, like being pressed for it. If it just feels like if it's more natural, especially when you build friendships, like if I don't know, I just want so many good things for Tia because Tia's just such a good, wholehearted person. Like she's just so bubbly, and it feels like if she runs into the wrong guy, y'all, I don't know. I don't want to see that bubbly personality be popped at all. But let's move into the next episode. So the next episode was For the Love of Cairo, y'all. For the Love of Cairo. Oh, and we ain't even got to talk about Charles. We know Charles was the one that made it, and we get Charles. Charles is the one that they end up picking. But anyway, and he was real scripted too, by the way. That Joker, nothing he said was real.
It was giving actor. Sorry.
Exactly. It was definitely given actor. But we meet cousin Jerome. And when she talks about cousin Jerome, she talks about him as being a best friend. Why did she say the thing about, never mind. She was like, he saw me naked. I was like, Tia, some things just keep to yourself, girl. Just keep to yourself. But anyway, cousin Jerome is going to be coming out for the party, and he's going to be helping, and he's just been a source of someone that she's close to. Basically, she's close to the family, and he's going to be coming out to help her with the party. What are y'all first impressions about cousin Jerome?
I like Jerome. I thought Jerome was, well, first I was like, all this closeness, and you finally get to meet Cairo. I'm like, ain't Cairo turning 6? How close are y'all if it's all of that? But it seems like somebody who's like Sierra said, I like when Tia is surrounded by people like me, people who gonna, keep it real with her. Cause, I feel like he's gonna keep it real with her. And he is, possibly a genuine cousin, but I was questioning, like, if baby is turning 6 and this is your first time meeting her, how close are you? But it's good that she has family around. And then just to know that she was also close with his mother, I would be interested to have him around a little bit more versus so much Sierra that we're getting.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you 100% because we might actually get to learn a little bit more because like you were saying earlier, I feel like we do need to dig into what's next for Tia. Like this is supposed to be her next act, and it's supposed to be about her and her growth and her growing and her being separate. Like who is she outside of the marriage? Who is she really, and maybe even understanding some of the things of why she felt the need to be on TikTok all the time and do all the things. I mean she's a celebrity, because I don't want to say I know it's none of our business, but at the end of the day, when you're a celebrity, you kind of push yourself out into the forefront, and people want to know, especially when you grow a fan base, people get interested in who you are. And maybe this would shine the light on it instead of just continuing to promote this whole negative connotation about it. So that's what I was hoping for, a little bit more of that as well. But yeah, we gotta talk about these parties. Did anybody know that these was alpacas? Be honest.
I did. We frequent the zoo often in this house. we visit and feed wildlife. I was like, they know them. I was like, are the llamas in the back? Because those are alpacas. But why are we even here? Because we're gonna have this princess party. We're gonna have this princess party. We're gonna do that. Like I was a little concerned because I was like, all right, Corey ain't in there to put that foot down no more. You gotta put a little chest on it and tell baby, no, it's okay. Now I'll take you to visit some llamas later. But we having this princess party and you gonna be all right.
Okay, girl, because I done bought all this princess nope. Ash.
Child, if she didn't make some princess llamas, okay, princess llama. Like, I didn't get that. Like, girl, we can improvise. I spent all this money and now I'm just going to have to throw it away. Are you crazy as hell? That's what I'm saying. These problems are not even first world problems. These are rich people problems. Because, girl, it's never that deep. If you don't put some crowns, a tiara on them llamas, and do the little pink and whatever. It'll be fine. She'll be just fine. Like, it was never a thing. Like, I thought this was so dumb. Girl, be for real. She ain't gonna know. She gonna forget what she asked for 2 seconds later. And how you plan a whole birthday party for the baby and never ask the baby what she wanted?
I think this was an optics type of moment because Tia put all this pressure. I don't know, people aren't RSVPing and they're not going to come. And I think it was just, this is like the first go round and party. I don't have Corey here by my side. We don't look like the picture perfect family. This is a, broken family at this point. I am a divorcee. Corey's not here anymore. This just looks different than normal. I think that's what she was really all emotional for versus, mama, llama, llama. Girl. Kyra would have been sit down.
She would have had that
over there looking like baby Taj. Sit down.
Yeah, she would have had to have that princess party. I'm sorry. And yeah, we would have had to get some little fake llamas, or something. I mean, because that little was that a llama, Tyra, or was that an alpaca, the one that actually showed up to the party?
That was a llama.
Okay. I didn't know. I was like, did we still go get another alpaca? But it's cute. I didn't have not even a clue exactly what that was at all. I'm trying to find my other slides. I didn't have a clue what that was at all. But yeah, so let me let's get into this last part, y'all. So the party ended up being good. That was all good. It was cute. It was cute. It was giving all cute, and they had the little cute alpaca.
Yeah, it was fun. And when they brought the llama out, she was like, "Oh, it's a llama." Like not you have.
Yes, I did.
There's a difference. There's a clear difference here between an alpaca and a llama.
One got an afro, one got a straight, one got yaki, one got like I get it, I see it.
Yeah, I said the people need to know what the difference is between a doggone alpaca and a llama because I have no clues. I was like, well, what is it?
Yeah, but this even just the idea of this party and Tia being stressed out in the RC, this is another, just like with the speed dating previously, it feels like a contrived situation for us to create a storyline. I'm like, baby, if we had to create moments, the show is lacking, Tia, if you don't have anything to present because she clearly doesn't want to go deep beyond her crying about the situations. No. So we just should have just like, okay, so I have this movie coming. This is me juggling movie. This is me juggling with my kids. Mm-hmm. Now that, we're divorced. I have to explain, I'm dropping you off at that. Like it should have just been that. Like we're not going to contrive no mama llama situations every episode.
Okay, that part, y'all. For me, it was when she went to pick up. Now, I was cool. I thought it was a great idea. You take your wedding ring and now I ain't gonna lie, y'all know the me in me probably would have went and just got some money for that thing. But the Tia said, hey, I got to do something different. So she decided that she was going to turn it into some cute little pieces for her children, and which I thought was a great idea. I thought it was a great idea. But the way that she was turning the jeweler into the therapist, I said, if you don't leave this man alone, he said, I am not I am not a therapist. Ma'am, like she was just crying every single time. And I just think it goes back to the whole point that she's just not ready. And it's always around something like it's always, I don't want to think about Corey, but And then it makes me think, now I'm just thinking, what is Corey doing? Is Corey doing the same thing? Like, what is going on? Like, I'm so invested, y'all, for some reason. So I thought that was a cute little part. But let's talk about, they're going to cute. See, that's the dog. See, it still looked like that looked like an alpaca to me. I'm sorry. You don't think that looked like an alpaca? Girl,
it's really like the facial structure. That's a llama.
Okay. I give up. Y'all, there was a part where Tia asked her cousin for some Xanax. I can't say it.
Xanax.
Girl, I don't know nothing about no drugs. Me and Tia both clearly don't know nothing about drugs. But anyway, did y'all see the way she asked him? Like she was low key.
Can I have some? I was like, Tia, my God, is it good? Can I half of them? I was like, relax, ladybug. Like, just
child. I'm like, baby, she should have lived. Y'all should have let her out that acting coop every once in a while so she could experience a little life. We're not drug addicts or anything. Can I have some? Like, just Tia's a weird one. She's a weird one. Like she all the more reason to not be out here on dates looking for a man. Girl, go find yourself, go experience, and just go live outside of this little bubble. The girl that sent me, and even with the cousin, I was like, this is just odd. It's just odd that Tamara isn't here. I remember their reality show. That cousin was there heavy.
Mhm.
He was always there, and he was always, he loved him some Tamara. So I'm like, what is this?
I mean, it's the cousin. He can love both of them, right?
I know, but it just feels like we're not talking about the
thing. Yeah, we're not talking about the thing. That's the thing.
Because there is a thing. There really is a thing.
What happened?
Yeah, I mean, talking about sisters that are close, like very, very close. Like when they get together, their energy is it's matched too. Like one start crying, the other start crying, and they just be crying to see each other. Like they not giving Hallie and Chloe no more. I don't know what they giving right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it is totally different. But something is off, but we're not getting the real story is what it all boils down to. And I don't know if we really ever going to get the real story. But the overall arching theme in this last particular episode was that Tia decides to finally go on this date, right? She goes on this date with Charles. It's the most awkwardest date. I don't know. It was so off to me. What are your thoughts on the date, Ash?
I felt like it was dry and dull, and it made me feel like she needs to do something else. Again, it just kind of goes back to that kind of knowing yourself. Also, I don't think he presents as real. I don't think he presents as a real person. Like, it's like, okay, you're saying all the right things. She's like, oh, but is it going to get anywhere? I mean, if she just wants a piece of meat, okay, maybe, I guess. But for the long haul, is he going to be the father to her children and all that? No, I don't see it for her. And I'm with you guys. I would much rather see her navigating a day in the life. I would rather see a reality show that's like a vlog, like of her daily life, what she goes through as a mom as she's juggling work and the kids and the divorce. We could squeeze that in there. But her raggedy love life, I have no interest in at all. And her crying every 2 seconds. I don't have an interest in that.
Okay, that part. Now, I mean, that's real talk though. I think that would have conveyed more to people because I think nobody wants to see sad Tia like all the time. Like we want to see you triumph and fight through that and show us what's really like show us something outside of that. Me personally, I'm just speaking for myself. I've gotten past the fact that you're divorced now. Okay, you and Corey are no longer together. So let's see Tia. Let's see what you got going on. Let's see where we finna go from here. Like do something. Sure, go see Tamara. I wanted to see Tamara, but they made it very clear Tamara was not going to be in this. There's a whole article on it. So Tyra, what was your thoughts on this date?
I was like, this is just the beginning. From this season on, I was like, okay, this is gonna be Tia tries and Tia's first. Tia at the strip club. Tia gets a tattoo. It feels very trivial and really childish. She doesn't want to be transparent and go like, because all that crying, there's a hint of course, I failed. My marriage is over. I still care about Corey. I still consider him a friend. But Corey did X, Y, and Z. I experienced X, Y, and Z as a woman. I was stressed. I cried. I felt alone. I didn't want to come home. I'm like, girl, if you ain't gonna tell us, if we're not gonna do that, we don't want to do that because I know she wants to think about public image and something she just wants to keep private. I don't think I have a lot of investment in Tia does tattoos. Tia goes to Tia's first time and Tia's first D outside of Corey. I don't know. I don't know. And this date just felt like I was like, can we not see this man again? Can we not see this paid actor again? This is an actor. I want to see somebody drop the link of this nonprofit and him putting cleats on some children. I want to see it. That's what I want to see because it's giving paid actor. It's giving we're gonna have to because we got to flesh out this storyline because Tia only wants to give so much outside of her. Well, Corey and I was like, okay, baby, it's all right. Outside of that, we still have to do something and have a story. So, will we go on a date again? Sure, I would go. So we're gonna have to experience. I'm really starting to feel Charles like a girl. Where we ain't gonna ever see that man again outside of this show. That ain't your man. Like, and we don't want to. We don't want to. We wanted to get to know you, have you getting to know yourself, and mother, this is the divorce, this is Tia the actress, Tia the divorcee, Tia the mother. That's it.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be this contrived situation. I have no investment in her seeing this man again. All of the awkward giggling and laughing and, well, I'm gonna go. Yeah. Girl, where's med school? Where's girl Melanie? This is not that. I'm hoping that we do experience some type of growth somewhere in this and get to the real. But this Charles is, your lunch is ready. Charles is not a real person.
Charles,
No,
your lunch
Charles
is
not real.
ready.
No.
I only cook for you.
Okay, sing it, girl. Okay.
Mm-mm.
No, but no, I agree with everything that you're saying wholeheartedly, 100%. And hopefully, maybe we might get to the real, we might not. A lot of people in the chat are saying they just don't think that this was the right time for this particular reality show, especially if we weren't going to be transparent. Because to be honest, I feel like Tia has an opportunity to really connect with other people who are going through things like this as well and show them like, okay, this is what this looks like for me. Yes, I'm a celebrity, but guess what? This is what it looks like for me. And right now, all we see is just weirdness. I mean, Tia always been a little awkward, but this is just, it's on the next level of awkwardness, and it's giving way too much. This is not real. It's not unscripted. If we just keep it at 100%, it doesn't feel unscripted. So
I agree. And I think she's doing herself a disservice because, like you said, this is an opportunity to completely rebrand, to reinvent herself, to kind of set herself up for the next leg in her career as this, grown woman, right? And I feel like they're missing the boat. This is going to turn so many people off, if I can be honest with you, because it's cringe in moments. You're like, girl, like, just be yourself. I would have definitely rathered like a video diary type of vibe than what we're getting now. And I think she's missing the boat. I hope it picks up though. Maybe it'll change in the next episodes, but the first 3, yeah.
I think both of the sisters have spent so much time having like such a contrived image, because they come from a different era of being out in the public eye. You're going to present one way and one way only, and anything that's not as tasteful, we're not going to let anybody see that. So I was hoping with her, having a little age, or like Tia's almost 50. Like, girl, if we can't live in our purpose and be whoever we want to be now, girl, I don't know when we will. But I'm holding out. I think we're maybe going to see some sparks of something, but hopefully it's not Charles.
Okay, now that part. But guys, that is what's up. Those are episodes 1 through 3. I am hoping that they lean a little more into some of her businessy side too, because I did kind of want to see that. I enjoyed when we did get to see, because I didn't even know about her curly hair. I didn't. I mean, honestly, I really didn't know about it until I watched this. So I hope that we kind of lean into a little bit more of that, where they kind of show her juggling these things just in a real, like you said, more in a more authentic type of way. But that's what's up, everybody. That is what's up with episodes 1 through 3. Tia Mowry is my next act, y'all. Drop in the comments and let us know what y'all thought. If you're watching this on the replay, let us know, did you enjoy the show? What did you think about Tia? What did you think about if she was authentic, not authentic? Like, what was your underlying thoughts of it? Are you going to keep watching it? Let us know all the things. So anyway, y'all, let's talk about what you ladies have going on. First, start with you, Miss Tyra.
Yeah, I'm like a good 45. Wait, let me not lie, because it might be more than that. And I want y'all to be on the money with me, so y'all can go like and subscribe and stuff and get me to that 28K. But I don't lie to y'all. I don't do that. So let me go refresh it. I am 45.
Come on now.
Okay, 45.
45 subs. Oh, wait, from 28K. You guys know that I was hoping to hit my 30K mark, channel milestone before this year is out. So if you're not subscribed, please go and do that. Y'all know we gets down on the from. We ourselves, everybody here at EJK, we talked about From live discussion last night. Go check that out and support that if you do watch that. And also check out our solo videos. Y'all already know that tomorrow is for Grotesserie. If you're checking for Grotesserie and you're having a good time, with that show, come and support us in the live and engage with us and run up those videos. We would definitely appreciate that. And become a member of the channel if you want to get closer. If you want to get to my bosom, become a member.
Lord Jesus.
Yes.
You know when you hug somebody, you put them here.
Okay.
You want to get here, become a member of the channel. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, well, hey, make sure y'all subbed up to Tyra. Make sure we get her to this 28K, okay? Go ahead and sub up. Don't be stingy with them subs, y'all. Ashley, what you got going on, boo?
Oh, y'all, come on over, right? We've got Grotesquerie tomorrow, Teacup on Friday, and we are back with our Fine Men Lives. And let me talk to you about something. If you've never been on a Fine Men Live, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm gonna need you to come through, and it's not just men. We'll talk about anybody. So it could be fine man, fine woman, fine whatever, and we'll bring them up and talk about them. Please make sure you're there. That's Friday night as well. On Saturday, of course, we have our members only watch along where we'll be watching Three-Way, which was Tyra's choice. And then on Sunday, we are going to be talking Tyler Perry, Beauty in Black, y'all. These first 4 episodes, I think, of this season, and I don't know what we're going to do. Later that day, we have 3 women. Please just make sure that you're subscribed, the notification bells are hit, and that you're running up our uploads. That means so much to us if you watch our uploads. Baby, just have them on in the background. We just need some engagement, some views, some retention. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all so much for showing up and showing out tonight. This was random. I can't believe y'all showed up for Tia like this tonight.
I can, because you know what? Because I know y'all. We here. That's how y'all on the bus. I know. I did.
Yes. Definitely showed up for Tia. We got 111 people in the building right now, y'all. I need y'all to go ahead and make sure y'all hitting like, subscribe, sharing, doing all the things that you're supposed to do. As for my channel, guys, of course, I have uploads on From. Have a lot of stuff on the family business. So if you're into the family business, then definitely make sure that you go check that out. Tomorrow, going to be talking about Zatima and all the craziness there, as well as Found on Friday. And then, of course, I'll be with Tyra, Ashley, Kay. We'll be talking about all the things on Sunday. The 3 women, Lord, the 3 women, and Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. So can't wait to get into those conversations, guys. But we appreciate everyone for coming out, and we're going to check y'all on the next one. Peace.